For the beginning, I would like to welcome Darko Bozhinovski, to welcome you, and so you can see his face, and to bug him about everything you're missing today and you want to have for the next year. Darko, please.
Thank you, thank you. Good morning, lovely people. Well, I'm seeing some sleepy faces, honestly. I'm no better because I honestly need about 8 more in order to be fully functioning, but bear with me, please. We'll get through this together. So, good morning. Hope you had a chance to get a cup of coffee. Probably not, but there's coffee outside. Feel free to. My name is Darko, as Gorast already said. I'm involved in a bunch of things. You may or may not know me. I run a local BeerJS branch. I have a day job. I run a couple of communities. Legend has it, I sometimes get some free time, but that one's on me, doesn't matter. And if that wasn't enough, I'm involved in running a conference, so, I hate free time, apparently. Now, this talk is titled with a bit of profanity, WTF is WTS. No, no profanity here, no worries about that. We'll keep it civil, at least for now. We'll see where that gets us. Now, in case you didn't realize, what the stack is a conference. Surprising, I know. In case you thought you may have ended up in a kafana somewhere randomly, no, I promise it's a conference. Stick around. In order to fully understand what this conference is about and how it came to be, I have to tell you a very short story. I'm not going to keep you very long. Now, initially, believe it or not, this was supposed to be a very, very different conference. This was supposed to be a conference about UI and UX, which had a very different makeup for organizers, but for some very legitimate reasons, that got canceled last minute. Although not before we reserved this exact date. And being part of a couple of communities myself, with those base 42 people, and the very lovely Angular community over here, we kind of got together and decided, hey, we don't have enough stuff going on, let's do a conference, we have the date already, obviously. And we did. Now, a couple of creative sessions later, which may or may not have involved beer, we decided on what the stack. Frankly, the domain was available, WTS.sh, so the name sort of made itself. It was sort of an easy thing after that. But no, we like to think of this thing as this, let's say, a celebration of the local community culture, of the local IT community culture, which has been through a resurgence of sorts. Things got very stale around 2019 for obvious reasons. But past the pandemic, things started getting significantly more alive. BeerJS started doing more events, Angular started doing significantly more events. Base 42 was made, and everybody started doing events over there, so we sort of thought that we need kind of an upgrade. We need something bigger, because we have the audience, we have the people that are interested, and why not? So what the stack came to be, basically. Now, when we first started this thing, we decided on a couple of, let's call them values, principles, and goals, maybe. That's probably even better. Now, we have 3 sort of goals. Goal number 1 is to keep this thing authentic no matter what. We're never going to sell out, whatever that means, and however you choose to interpret that, I'm not going to get into details. As a derivation of that, as an effect of that, having nothing to do with React effects, I promise, we like to keep it open. No matter what. Everybody's welcome to participate, everybody's welcome to join as a volunteer, as part of the organization, as a speaker. Why not? This stage is for you, of course. Not just for the big names or whatever. Even if you're a beginner, we'd like to have some beginners here next year as well. Oh yeah, maybe I shouldn't have said next year from the get-go, but never mind, we'll get to that later. Now, the most ambitious goal we have is that this conference becomes your yearly go-to. We hope, I hope to see each and every one of you next year here as well, at the same place, at the same venue. And be going through the same authentic and genuine experience as everybody is here. At least I'm hoping that it is like that. So, yeah, with that, it's sort of tradition, I have to do this, but I'm really grateful. I have a bunch of people to thank. First off, the organization. Thank you, people, for bearing with me and my sometimes insane ideas. And I haven't yet been beaten up. It's all been great. Thank you guys, you're awesome. Second, the entire crew, all of the volunteers, our moderators, our speakers, our sponsors and our partners, because somebody has to help us out financially. And I'm very grateful for that, because like they were sort of crazy enough themselves to believe in like this crazy idea of ours. And ultimately, everybody in front of me, like this happens because of you. Like there would be not much of a point in making a conference with an empty hall, right? But we can probably decide that this is not an empty hall by any measure. Well, that said, enjoy this thing. Thank you very much. I'm not going to bother you any longer.
Thank you.